China Wana, and welcome to my castle. Today, this reading is going to be about what emotions you trigger in other people. This is my first ever pick a card reading, so we're just going to get into it. So, for pile 1, this is your shell. Pile 2, this is yours. And pile 3, this is yours. Okay, so without further ado, I will see you in your respective pile or piles. Welcome, my pile 1s. If you chose this, then you are in the right pile. So first I'm going to start with your pre-shuffled oracle cards for what emotions you trigger in other people. So first we got loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Then we got Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Then we got Unfinished Symphony, which is the number 10. Then we got Flexible, which is the number 19. And we got Treasure Island, which is the number 9. And Come to the Edge, 36, which reduces to 9. And TikTok, the number 30. All right, let's see. The OCD is kicking in. Okay, so first of all, I get that you guys are very free-spirited on the, for bottom of the deck energy, we have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within, and messenger. Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So those are those. And then we got go the distance on the bottom of the deck, and why. Ooh, you can see the reflection a little bit. Okay, so with that being said, I get the sense that you guys are like very, very free-spirited people. You guys are not somebody that's going to be tied down to something, but at the same time, I feel like you guys love to get experience. Like you guys just love life, the way things go. You guys may have a really good balance of it is what it is, and also what is it? Like, you know, just you guys are not afraid to jump into something no matter what the risks are, no matter what the consequences might be. You guys are like kind of in love with the whole process of just the way life goes. I feel like you guys get a lot of fulfillment out of just living and just jumping into things. And it's not like you guys don't have specific focuses, motives, or ambitions. But the thing about it is you guys are not tied to any of those things, and you guys are very much like, okay, if one thing doesn't work, I'll just try something else. And so with other people, I get the sense that, oh, actually, let me do tarot too. I pre-shuffled tarot as well. So for tarot, we got the Lovers in reverse, clarified by the Hierophant and the Four of Wands. Then we have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords, clarified by the Fool and the Devil in reverse. And then we have the Four of Swords, clarified by the Emperor. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So what you trigger in other people, I feel like you trigger a sense of so you make other people want to be as carefree as you. I feel like when you talk to other people about some of the things you've done and some of the spontaneous things you've done, or if something hasn't worked out for you and somebody's asking, well, what would you do? And you're like, oh, I just went to this next thing, or I just figured it out. And I think some people get triggered because they're like, how could you make it sound so easy? How could you make it sound so simple? And a lot of people are very much ruled by their fear of the unknown. And also, when you're telling people your plans, I get that people might ask you, oh, like, what if it doesn't work? And you're like, what if it does work? And they might ask you, why are you doing this? And you're like, why not? Like, all this life we have, and on so limited time with TikTok here, on so limited time, like, why wouldn't I be trying to get the most that I possibly can out of it? Why wouldn't I be trying? Because I feel like your whole thought is like, hey, when I'm doing things and experiencing things, I'm also learning a whole lot. So it's like, why would I want to stay in one place and be rigid when not only can I learn so much more at the same time, I can also be successful in a multitude of things. I don't have to be just restricted to just one area. I can be flexible. Just because I'm good at one thing, or just because one thing works out or doesn't mean it's the end of my journey, doesn't mean it's the end of my power. It doesn't mean that at all. So you're really willing to take that leap of faith. And I feel like on one side, some people, you inspire people. People are like, man, like, I want to have that kind of trust in myself. I want to have that kind of just stability and groundedness in myself to just do things that I want to do. Like, do whatever I want to do, to just jump in, to just say, hey, I mean, it might not work, and that's okay, but it could work, and that's more than okay. So that's on one hand, but on the other hand, I feel like some people are just very confused and baffled by you because mentally they aren't able to see the vision that you see. They might not have as big of an imagination as you do. Some people might even call you childish because you have a good and deep-rooted belief in yourself and also in the world that things can work out. And I feel like no matter what you've been through, you don't let any of that get you down, but some people might be like, oh, you're childish because you just will do anything, or how can you not be worried about the consequences of your actions? How can you not be worried about the risk? Or they might even try to be kind of condescending towards you and be like, oh, you're so lucky to not have to worry about responsibility or anything. And it's like, that's not the case. You're willing to take the risk regardless of your responsibilities. You know that you have a main responsibility towards yourself to be happy and to live your life. And I feel like you sleep peacefully at night knowing that, despite what other people think, you do have control over your life and you are taking active steps and an active role in your own life. You're making authoritative decisions in which, like, with other people, some people are not doing those kinds of things. Some people are literally the backseat driver in their own life, but you're very much front row and center and taking control over those things. Another thing that I'm getting here is that some people may feel very insecure in their position in your life. So whether it be relationships platonically or romantically, I get the feeling that they are a little bit unsettled. They feel like you're very spontaneous, and they feel like if they mess up, you will have no problem replacing them, or you won't have any problem just moving on from them. So people very much feel like, that you're very just quick to jump to the next. Let's see energies here. So the Lovers is Gemini, I believe. Girl. The Hierophant is Taurus. The Emperor, Aries. What is the Devil, girl? And the Fool, I think the Fool is like Uranus energy, or Neptune, so Pisces maybe. I'm gonna put on the video what they actually are, because I should have looked before, but I didn't. But yeah, so people feel very just unsettled, like in their position in your life. So maybe, you know, you trigger a sort of clinginess towards people, and you might trigger some people to feel like they need to prove themselves to you in order to stay in your life or to stake a claim on you. Like they want to be able to make sure, like they don't want to get left behind in a sense, because it's not necessarily that you are flip-floppy or anything like that, or that you intentionally leave people behind. It's just that you wait on nobody. You're like, when something is calling me, I gotta go to it, I gotta go do it, I gotta pick up that phone call. So it's like immediately when you get an idea or you get a feeling to do something, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And people are just like, wait, what? You're just gonna do this all of a sudden? Like, what about us? Like, what about me? And you're like, yeah, you know, we can still be cool or whatever, but I just gotta go do this. I gotta go do this for me. And so that's another reason why people are just like feeling unsettled, because they're like, you could leave me at any moment's notice and I want to stay in your life, and you're already doing the next thing. And it's like people feel like they can't keep up with you. So as soon as you're doing one thing and they are like, okay, hey, like, you know, I was researching about what you were doing and I'm on board, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not doing that anymore, I'm already on to this next thing. And they're like, you cannot be serious. They're like, that was yesterday. And you're like, yeah, I know, but I don't know, I wasn't feeling that. But I did learn a lot about it, but I'm just like, maybe I'll come back to it. So yeah, people might feel like you just cannot sit down. People might feel like you have ants in your pants. People feel like if ripping and running was a person, it would be you. But like I said, you trigger a sense of just joy in people, because people, like, they see you and they're like, man, that person like seems like they have a lot of fun in their life, and they want to look at their life and be like, where can I have more fun? Where can I be more spontaneous? And for them, it's more like, where can I afford to? Because a lot of times people aren't willing to just all of a sudden switch and do that to their whole life, so they have to take baby steps. So they're like, where in my life can I afford to be spontaneous and just let go and not care and do it? Well, it's not like you don't care, but just do what they want to do, like really do what they want to do, and not do what they feel like they have to do, or what they're obligated to do, or what is like society, like correct in society. So yeah, let's see if there's any last messages. Any last messages from my pile ones? Any last messages from my pile ones? What emotions do they trigger in other people? They're like, no, you got everything. What emotions do my pile ones trigger in other people? Okay, so we got, let's see, the Eight of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so another thing, you trigger people to work harder. Like I said, they want to impress you, but at the same time, they almost kind of make it like a competition. If it's not that they openly admit that you inspired them, then it's more so they're going to tell themselves, oh, like, I have to beat them at enjoying life. So you might trigger people to work really hard to build their money up to a place where they feel comfortable enough to start doing what they want. They really feel like they really feel like opportunities and just wealth and just being comfortable comes to you effortlessly, where they feel like, you know. But I don't think that's the truth for necessarily all of you. I feel like maybe you too had to build yourself up to a certain point to where you were just comfortable with going all in, where you were like, forget about the risk, like that doesn't matter to me. I want to live my life and enjoy myself. You know, I don't want to have to struggle, I don't want to have to survive, I want to live. And so I feel like you cause other people to tap into that sort of okay, something else I'm getting, that you cause people to like redefine how they see certain gender roles with the Empress. Oh, I didn't even say what came out. Eight of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Nine of Wands. So you cause people to redefine how they see the gender roles. So if you're a woman or you're a male, you might be doing certain spontaneous things that might be looked at as a male thing or a female thing, and you're like, I don't care, I'm gonna do it regardless, and I'm gonna do it good. And you really trigger people in that sense, sometimes angrily, because they're like, how dare you think you can do that? That's something for men, that's something for women. How would you think that would even work? And truth be told, they really wish that they could be doing things like that. So yeah, you're a trendsetter, a trend starter. I get just a ball of fire. And I really enjoyed doing this reading for you, Pile 1, but I think that is all that I have for you. One other thing, I don't know if somebody wears like strawberry scents or really likes to eat strawberries, but that just randomly came to me, so there's that. But thank you for watching. Like if you wanna, comment if you wanna, subscribe if you wanna, maybe even share. And I will see you in another pile if you picked another pile, and if not, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Hello, my pile 2s. If you chose this spirally shell, then this is your pile. First of all, how are you? How's your day going? How's your week been? Feel free to tell me in the comments if you'd like to. First things first, we're going to get into oracle cards that I pre-shuffled. Okay, so first we got Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Then we got Forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Okay, we got Never Ending Story, the number 37, which is 10. We got No Place Like Home, the number 50. We've got Time to Go, the number 45, which is 9. And then we got Thinker, which is number 44, which is 8. Just trying to avoid the glare. I hope you guys saw them okay. Let's see. Okay. Move that up some. Okay, so first things first, while I was shuffling for you guys, I heard that you guys are very stubborn. I heard that you guys are very stubborn, so if that resonates, good. If not, don't take offense to it. So with these cards, I get that you are somebody who is incredibly reliable. Like, you are very reliable. When you say you're going to do something, you do that. When you say you're going to accomplish something, you accomplish it. You are very much somebody who will make something out of nothing. Like, where people didn't think there was a way, you make a way. And you're not somebody who's just gonna, you don't care to go the easy route or necessarily the hard route. You're just like, I'm gonna do it the right way, is your whole thing. But I get that. Let me pull out. Oh wait, let me show the bottom of the deck first. On the bottom of the deck, you guys come to the edge and the fates. So people also feel like you are extremely blessed and also feel like you are a good luck charm, I get. And on this bottom of the deck, we got Whale and Orca. Orca Elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. And we have Deep Cellular Healing, Arcturus Energy, physical and emotional healing. I'll show this one. So, and then for Tarot on the bottom of the deck, even though I didn't show them, you got 8 of Swords and 2 of Swords. Okay, so for Tarot, we have the Lovers in reverse, clarified by the 8 of Cups upright. We have Judgment, clarified by the World in reverse. And we have the 9 of Pentacles, clarified by the 10 of Wands in reverse. And then we have the 5 of Wands. I don't want to put that right there. We have the 5 of Wands, clarified by the Star, the 3 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the Chariot. So the Chariot, some Cancer energy. the Lovers, Gemini energy. I'll put more energies if, like, when I'm editing. Okay, so what you trigger in other people, I feel like, is a sense of codependency and like complacency. I feel like when you're around people, or when people get to know you, or just even if they don't know you that well, people just feel like they can trust you. Like, literally, people might tell you things or might trust you with things that you're like, we just met, why would you trust me to do this? And I even get the sense that people might be like asking you things that, like, wanting you to think for them, in a sense. Like, when they get to know you or when they get around you, they almost lose their sense of individuality or independence. They're like, for example, they're like, they would ask you like, oh, should I drink water today? And you're like, you can't be serious. You should drink water every day. Like, you know this is how you stay alive, right? And so they're like, yeah, but I just want to check with you first because, you know, I trust you and you're just so smart and you're just so this and so that. And I get that, you know, that you just trigger this sense of ultimate just trust, and people just feel so good to be around you. And I don't feel like you're necessarily, I feel like you're a loving and caring person, but I feel like you're more quiet and calm. You're not really all over people or in people's faces like that. I feel like you're a kind of, you're like a very, I want to say even like a great grandparent or something to people. Like, that's kind of the energy they get around you. They get that you're so safe and wise to be around, and they feel like you have all the knowledge in the world. And I feel like, I mean, I don't feel like this is necessarily wrong. I feel like you have done a lot, and I feel like you've gained a lot of abundance, and physically and like internally you've found a sense of like contentment in yourself, and you found a way to really live your life that brings you a lot of success and, you know, doesn't stress you out as much. And even if you do stress out, you are able to let it go quickly and go through your cycles. And I feel like you just trigger a sense of possessiveness in other people. Like, people literally want you to themselves. With the Five of Wands, I'm getting that people literally will fight for you or fight over you, and out of hope that like you'll just stay with them forever. You'll help them and hold their hand through their whole life forever. And I feel like people even, okay, I also get a sense that you trigger people to like want to get a reaction out of you. Like, I feel like people feel like getting a reaction out of you, whether that's good or bad, I feel like that's better than nothing to them, because I feel like you're very hard to read. I feel like because you're so quiet, and also because you just have a contentment and a trust and a sense of security so much in yourself that you don't really need to do too much for anything or anybody. You just don't feel the need to, because you're like, I'm happy with me. Like, yes, I value the relationships I have, but do I need them? No. And I feel like people will kind of go out of their way to say outrageous things or do outrageous things, and it's almost like a kid trying to get your attention. Meanwhile, you're on to other things, you're making moves, doing big things, but people are kind of like, you know, they see you as their future, and they always want to put you in their future. And while I do get that this is like cute or whatever, but at the same time it's not, and I do get that you may get very annoyed with this at times, and I do feel like you get sad as well, because sometimes you feel like you're being used, because people may emotionally dump on you a lot, or, you know, dump their problems and things on you a lot. They may mainly come to talk to you about how to make a decision, or, you know, things of that nature. And I do get that sometimes you get very discouraged, because you're like, I just want a friend that's like an actual friend, and wanting to not necessarily take care of you for a change, but to be a friend, somebody to talk to and have a nice equal exchange, have a good conversation that's not involving emotional dumping anywhere. but you do still feel safe to talk to them about, your problems, because I get a sense that you don't really share what you go through with other people. It's more of other people coming to you and sharing with you what they've been going through. And so I feel like you get kind of discouraged, like, man, like, is it so hard to find somebody kind of on my level? Like, what the heck? And so I also get a sense that you may usually have to leave a lot of relationships, like put a lot of distance in between you and other people, because you trigger people to get obsessed with you, like I said, possessive, and you consume people's thoughts a lot. Like I said, they want to automatically involve you in their future, and you're like, that has nothing to do with me, I promise you it doesn't. Or you're like, how bold of you to assume that I would just help you do this. I have a life too, despite no matter how successful you look, or how successful you actually are. You're like, I still have my own life to live. I can't live your life for you, and I can't live your life with you, So I feel like you do end up having to put distance in between you and the person, and this might also cause people to be, trigger people to be spiteful, and just so then that might trigger people to turn around and talk down on you. Trigger warning. Speaking of triggers, trigger warning. There might have actually been times where people have like kind of threatened you and said that they were gonna, unalive themselves if you left them or didn't, stay with them, like to that degree, where people are like, yeah, I'm gonna unalive myself. You can't leave me. I need you. And things of that nature. And it's like, first of all, it's like the audacity for you, but it's also sad for you. I don't feel like you take this like to heart, like you seriously think they're gonna do it, but to you it's like, how could you use something like that against me? Like, why would you even want me to harbor that guilt and that kind of obligation onto myself? Like, how could you possibly feel okay with me feeling obligated to be your friend? Like, that's not right. And I feel like you trigger just a sense, because you trigger people to be very insecure and not believe in themselves and not feel like they can do it without you. They just, people are like, I need you to help me do this. You feel like home, like with this no place like home card, you literally feel like home to people. But like I said, you're normally the one that has to be like, okay, well, I'm starting to notice some unhealthy patterns in this relationship, and I think we need to put it to an end. I do feel like you meet quite a bit of people that are like this, and I want you to know that it is in no way your fault that people may not believe in themselves, or to the degree where they feel like they need you and they want to guilt trip you to believe that it is your fault and that they really do need you. They have to learn somehow, and they will learn. If it's not with you, it will be with other people. I feel like although you may not be the most, I won't say you may not be the most open person, but I do feel like you're not afraid to speak your mind. And so I do feel like people would rather you say something to them than not say anything. So that's another reason why people would try to get under your skin. But to touch on what I was saying before about you being kind of a lucky charm to people, I feel like you trigger people to do things that are kind of out of the ordinary for them, in a way where they start to feel invincible by talking to you, by being around you. Not that you necessarily do anything particularly like spontaneous, but it's just, they just feel like, I have this friend or this person on my side, or I met this person, I just got super good vibes, I just got super hype, and now I want to, go skydiving. And to you, this might seem very weird. You might be like, what? Like, I don't do anything like that. That's crazy. Why would you want to do that? And they're like, I don't know. I just get this really good feeling all of a sudden from being around you. Like, I don't know. And yeah, I feel like you don't really feel a sense of maybe like belonging, or like you don't feel like people really understand you. You may feel like only you understand you. And I do want to say that this is a side note. The people that are supposed to be around you that match your energy will come to you in due time. You guys will come to each other. You will find your soul fam. I don't think you should let these relationships get you down. I do advise that you keep doing what you're doing. Once you notice unhealthy patterns in a relationship that you have, I do advise you to put some distance in between, and I don't feel like you're mean about it or anything. I feel like you're very cordial, and to you it's kind of like, oh, this again. Well, time to go, unfortunately. But yeah, you might be like very, very divinely protected. I don't know. I feel like you're very divinely protected. So that's another reason why people feel kind of that they can't necessarily get to you. Like, you're so calm and aloof, but I feel like that's more than just a personality thing. I feel like it's an aura thing. Like, they, like, physically and spiritually feel like that they cannot get through to you. Because they're not supposed to. You're divinely protected. So, I think... Oh, let me see if I have any extra messages. I almost forgot. I was so into y'all's like energy. Do y'all have any more messages for my how-tos on how they trigger, what emotion they trigger in other people? For my how-tos. Just the Page of Swords. People may make a lot of assumptions about you, because it's like you don't tell people anything, so people will watch you a lot, and just with the intentions of either having something to talk about with you, or like just to be in your business, maybe copy off of you. Even you might trigger a lot of copycats, a lot of frauds. So people may, and I just heard people always got something to say, like, so I feel like very much people may just wildly make assumptions about you, and you're like, that's not even a little bit close to reality. And now the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Wands is on the bottom of the deck, so it's like people just they get an inch and they take a mile, like, like they whatever information they think they have, they just run with it and they spread it and they make whole scenarios in their heads. You trigger people to go a little crazy in conclusion. So that is all that I have for you, my pal twos. Thank you for watching. Like if you want to, comment if you want to, subscribe if you want to, maybe even share. If you pick any other piles, I will see you there. If not, bye. Enjoy your day. Welcome, my pile threes. If you chose this little show, then this is your pile. First of all, how are you guys doing? How was your day? How was your week? Feel free to comment if you would like to. First, we're going to get into your oracle cards, pre-shuffled, for how you, or what feelings you trigger in other people. First, we got You Got the Love, Hadrian energy, codependency, and boundaries. Then we got Star Family, you're part of a team of souls, call and support. Then we got Community, which is the number 8. We got To Be Fair, which is the number 38, which reduces to 2 because it's 11. Then we got Chop Wood, which is 42, so 6. And then Orphaned, which is 5. All right, let me show the bottom of the deck energy now so I don't forget. On the bottom of the deck, we got the 7 Star Sisters, Birth and Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression, and the Courageous Peony, Multifaceted, Unique Nature, Let Yourself Be Seen. So we got this. And then for the other deck, we have Blessed and Come to the Edge. Okay. So, first off, I feel like you have a lot of support. I feel like you have built you some kind of family of a sort, whether it be by blood or not. I feel like you've kind of found your team, or like you figured out the kind of people that you like to be around the most. And I feel like this was through a lot of trial and error. And if not, I feel like you're in it for the long haul with the people that you really care about. And I feel like the reason why I feel like you have some successful friendships and relationships, and I feel like this is because you are able to implement boundaries. Like, you're not afraid to stand on what you think is right and what you feel like you deserve, or what you deserve. So let's get into tarot. So wait, let me start this. So for tarot, we got the Ace of Swords, clarified by the Empress. Let me move this. Clarified by the Empress, the Four of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Two of Pentacles. That's a lot of clarifiers, but hey. Then we got, not that one, the Ten of Cups, clarified by the Four of Cups and the Seven of Swords. And then we have the King of Cups, clarified by the Six of Wands and the Page of Cups. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Tower. So what I feel like you trigger in other people, I feel like on one hand, you trigger you're like, if you felt drawn to pile 1 or pile 2 as well, I wouldn't blame you, because this is kind of a mixture of both. But I feel like you trigger a sense of belonging in people. And if not a sense of belonging as in when they meet you, they feel like they belong, like, as your friend, I feel like you trigger people to want to find a sense of belonging. You might make people feel very alone. And, this is not your fault. Not placing blame here, but you might trigger people to feel very alone in their life and wonder, like, how they can have friendships and relationships like you do. I get that you're just very authentic and 100% yourself, but you're also emotionally mature, so that when push comes to shove and you go through challenges with your friends or relationships, family, whatever, I feel like you are able to navigate your way through them because you are emotionally mature. You can communicate well. You're not afraid to say what you have to say, and you mean what you say. I also get that you are very protective over the things that you care about, the things that you love, physically, mentally, spiritually. And I feel like you are very able to balance, making money or having a career and also having a family, having friends, having a social life, basically. However, I feel like for some people, this does trigger a sense of, like I said, it triggers a sense of loneliness. And some people might also feel like, people might feel like you're a bit stuck up somehow. I feel like maybe it's because you are pretty content with what you have, like emotional wise, like you're pretty content, so you're not looking for emotional fulfillment in anybody else because you have that. And if not, you will. So I feel like people like offer you like, like their cup, like their emotions or friendship or whatever. And it's not like you're just like, no, I would never want to be friends with you. But it's more like, I'm good. Like, I have enough love surrounding me. Like, it's nothing to them. It's just like, I'm full on love. Like, I got enough. Like, we can be acquaintances. I'm not going to be like rude to you or anything. Like, I'll be cordial, but no. And I feel like with the word friends, you don't take that lightly. You're not the type of person to just hang out with anybody and be around anybody. You're around people that very much support you and will stand behind you when things get rough. And I feel like because of that, like, you trigger people to be like, you're stuck up, like, they might, based off of the people that you're around a lot and that you care for, they might make their assumptions of like, oh, they only hang out with this kind of people or with that kind of people. And I feel like they very much, will try to be sneaky and may try to get in close with people around you, but really with their intentions are to either be friends with you or to, make you jealous of, but I feel like the people around you are pretty solid. I feel like it's the outsiders that are kind of like, I want to get in on this. But I don't feel like they're starting the right way about it. Like I said, I feel like you had to build up this kind of familial environment, this safe environment. I feel like it took a lot. Like, you've had challenges. You've had times where you broke down, where whoever you care about broke down. And I feel like that's exactly why the relationships and the friendships you develop are so strong, because you're willing to go through all of that to have some security and safety and trust. And people also might, like I said, people also might feel like you're stuck up because you have boundaries. Like, you're not afraid to say, like, no, I'm not interested, or no, I'm not going to accept that from you. I feel like you trigger people to feel inadequate. Like, they feel like what they bring to the table is just not enough. They feel just kind of like, even some people that may not ever talk to you, they think about it and they're like, oh, well, what can I offer this person? They already have like really good support. They're pretty successful. And even if you don't feel like you're necessarily successful, people see you as somebody who's successful and who is balancing well and managing well. Even if you feel like your life is in shambles, people look at you and they're like, that person has it figured out. But yeah, so people might feel, you trigger people to feel like, oh, like, what could I possibly offer this person that they don't already have? What could I offer them that they haven't already figured out for themselves? People just don't feel like, they bring enough. They don't have enough to offer. So with that being said, people might, either after meeting you, while meeting you, or whatever, they might, really try to go in deep to find themselves and figure out themselves and figure out what it is that they want to do, because they're like looking at you and you just seem to have a multitude of ideas. You're just an idea fountain, and just, making new things left and right, making new opportunities for yourself left and right. And, I feel like people are like, dang, like, I haven't even done nothing compared to that. And naturally, people shouldn't be comparing themselves to you and vice versa, but people do this anyway. They can't help it. I feel like you're somebody who isn't afraid to be front and center. You're not afraid to take charge. You're not afraid to be seen. In fact, I get that you actually probably like to be seen. And that was funny because earlier I was hearing from Spirit like, oh, this person is the life of the party. So you might very well be the life of the party. And for that reason, a lot of people see you and are like, and people might also think that you have just a whole lot of friends, a whole lot of people wanting to court you, take you on dates and things like that. So people see you like that, and that's even more of a reason why some people are just like, man, I don't think like I'm not anything enough for this person. But with you, I feel like you have a close-knit circle of people that you hang around and trust. So I don't feel like you have a whole lot of friends. You may be known, and but it's more like people know of you, but there are only a certain few people that know you. I just said no a lot. But Let me see what else. I think you might trigger people to want to spoil you as well. People may just want to give you things. And I feel like, one thing is that if somebody doesn't feel like secure in themselves, like that they're enough just by themselves, they will try to like kind of buy you things and say what they can do for you in a way that it's not necessarily what they can do for you, but it's like with their money or something, what I'm talking about. So they'll kind of try to bribe you, bribe their way into your life. And you're kind of just like, now I'm hearing that song, "He Want My Number," had to hit him with the So it's like, people think that, people may also think you're shallow like that because you're, you may be well known a little bit. And if that's, you may be somewhere in the public eye as well, like your career choice may be in the public eye, like maybe you have a YouTube channel, you're an influencer of some sort. If not, it's just like you're talked about a lot in wherever you tend to do your work at. And so it's like people are just watching in awe and they're like, yeah, I want to work with this person, or I want to be friends with this person. It doesn't always work. Like, I'm getting more often than not, they just want to be friends with you. But sometimes you're just like, yeah, I'm not feeling you. Let's see if there are any extra messages from my pile threes. Any extra messages from my pile threes? Anything that I missed? That Nine of Pentacles wanted to come out. It was on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I'm getting that you people. I get that you maybe have. Oh my gosh. You may make people stutter. You may trigger people to stutter and get really nervous around you. But also, I get that you're very attractive. I haven't really said this in any other piles, not that they weren't attractive, but what came out was the Six of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you are pretty attractive. I feel like people see you as maybe some sort of heartbreaker. Like I said, some like stuck up energy, even though I don't think you're like that. You're just focused on what you're focused on, care about the people you care about, and that's that. I feel like a lot of people that maybe you had some kind of glow up or something, or whatever it is that you're doing now that may cause you to be more in the public eye, or something you're very successful at right now. I feel like people from the past, you may trigger them, and either they want to talk bad about you, like, well, I remember them and they was down bad and all this stuff, and I remember them, I used to date them, kind of stuff like that. Or people from the past want to come back and whether they were a good friend or they weren't at the time, well, whatever position in their life they had, whether they were good or bad, I get that they want to come back, try to offer you stuff, try to be cool with you again. And I don't get that it's always for like sneaky malicious reasons, but I do get that it's like you're one of those people that like, that relationship ran its course. It ran its course. We can be cordial, but as far as things go, if you notice that they've not really changed, or if you don't feel like they've really changed, you're like not even interested in the slightest, which I like. Go you, okay? What do they say nowadays? Girl boss. So yeah, and I feel like people really think you just rich and thriving. Even if, like I said, even if your life is in shambles, people just see you as just like rich, pretty, and just living life. And that's just what it is. I feel like you may trigger heartbreak in people without even knowing that you do, like people that you don't even know well, and something you said. And it's not like you said it on a whim. You might have very well meant it, but you may have said something that you didn't even feel like was something so serious, and they might have taken it very much to heart. So I feel like people really do take things that you say to heart. And, I get the sense that sometimes they'll come back and they'll be like, but you said this, and you'll be like, what? I did not mean it like that. Like, please. But yeah, I do get that you're a really loving person though. Like I said, you love who you love, you care about who you care about. And the rest, it's like, please. Please remove yourself from my space. Back. Give me 6 feet, social distance. But yeah. So I think that is all that I have for you, Pal 3. Thank you for watching. Like if you wanna, comment if you wanna, subscribe if you wanna, maybe even share. I don't know if you picked this one first, but if you have another pile you want to go to, I will see you there. If not, enjoy your day. Bye.